Hey guys, back pain. All right, now this is something that we would all come to experience at some point in our life. Now, the thing here is back pain can be caused by lots of different things. Okay, now there's some fancy names here, like if you have hip pain, which can refer to your backside, your buttocks. It could be something related to your SIJ joint, which is like your coccyx. It could be something called piriformis, which is a big meaty backside muscle. It could be something like your bursa on the side of your hip. It could be hamstring problems, sciatica, disc. It could be back stiffness. What does that mean? Tightness. It could be a burning problem, arthritis, ITB syndromes. You know, I'm lobbing a lot of grenades at you for lots of these terms that you're hearing. But all these things can cause back pain. Now, if I was to tell you that for all these different names, if there was one thing I would choose to do to help you in getting rid of all these pains, it's what I'm going to go through with you now, okay? So if we look at the basic, simple anatomy of your back, so if this is your head, okay, this is your spine, that's your hip or your pelvis, okay, and then you've got one leg, we'll call this your knee, and then your foot, okay? So this is your spine. Now, if we draw on the other side of your spine, the muscles, it would be your big backside, okay? Then your hamstring, then your calf, okay? We're looking back to front. So if you can see that one of the big muscles that helps in moving the body is this big guy right here, okay? Your backside. Okay, this muscle, the biggest one, is called your gluteal, and they're a group of muscles. And what happens is these muscles, okay, they are ropes, and ropes that move your bones or your levers, okay? Now, what happens is these muscles are the active thing that moves this passive structure. Okay, if you think of a bone, if it was up to the bone, it would just sit there and chill out and wouldn't do anything. It's the muscle that helps move the bone, okay? So these muscles is a key giveaway of where you should look to first. Regardless of what you have here on the left, the muscle is the giveaway, okay? Because unless you got hit by a car, if you fell over, if you played sport and there was a blunt trauma, most things develop over time because we've all gotten a bit busy. You let yourself go, and you're not as strong as what you should be. Now, if you look at which of these muscles are big and strong, the biggest group of muscles is in your backside. Okay, look at everyone walking down the street. What's the biggest muscle that you can see? It's mostly the big backside. Okay, again, another key giveaway. Number one, muscle, and which is the biggest muscle group? This guy. Okay. Now, if you look at something from a point of view of common sense, if something is big, it should be doing a lot of the work, okay? Now, if this muscle is doing a lot of the work, it's going to hold its own. Now, if there's muscles around your backside, okay, that are starting to pull more weight, it's probably because the primary guy, your backside, is not doing as much as it should, okay? That's another big giveaway. Now, if you are starting to reduce the work of your backside, okay, other areas can start to work harder. So let's just suppose big guy not doing so good. So then the next big guy in the chain will work a little bit harder. So that might be your hamstrings. So your hamstring is going to start to work harder. And as your hamstring works harder, it can start to develop problems. Okay. Now this is one of the muscles out the back of your leg, your hamstring, but there's muscles all around the leg. And if they're working harder, they can start to develop problems, okay? So because the glute is not as good as it should be, hamstring, that's this guy. Okay, so hamstring's a problem. If hamstring's a problem, okay, the bursa on the side of the leg is going to be a problem. Piriformis, that's around the hip, get rid of that guy. If we look at ITB, okay, get rid of that guy. If we look at, okay, this big muscle's not moving as it should, okay, it can start to put more pressure on the other side. So then you can start to develop overload on this side of the leg, okay? So then you can start to get problems like hip pain, okay? Because now things are starting to move a little bit more wonky. Okay, you're going to start to emphasize putting more weight on the other side. So you can start to develop hip pain. You can start to put a mismatch on what's happening around your pelvis, so your SIJ starts to get a bit wonky. All right, now we're looking just below your waistline. Okay, imagine if other areas above your back start to get a bit upset. Okay, so you start to develop tightness around the back. Okay, you start to get burning because you're overcompensating in certain areas. Okay, you start to overload other joints like around your knee, around your hip, around your lower back, so you get arthritis pain. Okay, and then you just get this overarch. You can see with all the squiggling, things are getting overloaded. You get a heap of stiffness. Then the little cushions between your bones, they also start to get worn out, and you can start to develop sciatica and disc. Now, from all these different problems that gave you the back pain, okay, where did it originate? Most people will originate because of the glute, okay? The pelvic girdle, or your backside, your belt line, that is where you should start for the majority of low back pain, or any of these causes here should be directed straight to your pelvis, okay, to your backside. And if there's one key muscle that I would start working on, or one key exercise, it would be something called a lock clam. And a lock clam is very easy. Just check the link in the bio. It'll send you straight to this free information. And if you can subscribe to this one exercise done really well, that's it. Okay, it will knock over a lot of these problems that you got to the left. Okay, so keep it simple. Of all the things that you can choose to do to knock over all these problems, start in the backside. Okay, we all have big bums for a reason. You got to put that fire out first, so you don't develop all these other bushfires elsewhere. All right, enjoy. Good luck. Let me know how you go.